Okay, this is In the Hall of the Mountain King from the Peer Gynt Suite by Edvard Grieg. My name is Jane Kavanagh. I'm going to play this for you on the flute, and at the end I'm going to give you a little teaching tip to make the piece easier for you to play. So, oh my God, if you haven't heard the orchestral version of this, totally go and YouTube it now. It is so fantastic. And really when you play this piece, you ought to be hearing the bassoon and everything else that's going on, the pizzicato strings that's going on in the orchestra, because it gives you so much idea about how to play this with the right style, listening to the orchestral version. Okay, so there's a couple of teaching tips to tell you about this. On the second last line in the last bar, you'll notice that there's a high B. Firstly, it says 8VB ad lib under a few of these bars in this piece. Now, 8VB means play it down the octave. Ad lib basically means if you want. It's Latin for ad lib something, like as in freedom. And I translate that as if you want. And notice how 8VB ad lib is written underneath the music. You've probably seen 8VA before, written above the music. And when I played this then, I actually played it 8VA because, to tell you the truth, I have never seen 8VB in flute music before, because we're always required to play up the octave, not down the octave. And I literally just played that 8VA because I didn't read it properly, which is crazy. I realized just as I finished playing that I'd done it 8VA, not 8VB. Now, the reason that it's ad lib, the reason it's optional, is because not all flutes have a B foot. And a B foot is the lowest note on the flute, and you need that to be able to play this down the octave. I don't have a B foot, so I couldn't have done it 8VB anyway. And I did it 8VA for you. And the teaching tip I was going to give you, which is still relevant for future, in the last bar measure on the second last line, there's an F sharp followed by a B. Now, if you do that up the octave, the normal fingering for B uses this trill key, but the F sharp fingering uses this finger. So whenever you've got an F sharp next to a B, you play the F sharp normally, and then you play the B with that middle finger. If you rewind this video and watch, that's exactly what I did. So that's really handy for you in the future if you have an F sharp next to a B, up high, up the octave. The other thing I was going to say for you that's going to make this easier, so it was 1, listen to the orchestral version of it to get it in your head. 2, what 8VB, what ad lib, and what 8VA means, but you knew that. 3, the fingering for high F sharp next to high B. And there's a 4th one I was going to tell you. Oh, that's right. The tonguing. Did you hear that my tonguing is really crisp and clear? If you're wondering how I get that, there's a whole module in the Flute Academy on crystal clear tonguing. And it teaches you exactly what I do to be able to get tonguing that clear. So it is partly your tonguing, but there's a lot of setup that goes behind it, before it. So getting your embouchure in the right shape, getting the embouchure hole to be the right size, and then on top of that, tonguing correctly. Now, specifically, as you tongue higher on the flute, your tongue actually moves into a slightly different position. It's too detailed to go into here. There's a whole module in the Flute Academy on it. But if you want to pursue that, then you can look at joining the Flute Academy. So there you go. I hope those tips helped you. It's a cool piece, and I'll see you next time.